Hello and welcome. There are about 1.8 million construction workers in the state of Karnataka, many of whom wanted to go back home because of the fear of getting infected by coronavirus. Now, the state government of Karnataka has, however, cancelled trains which were supposed to take these workers back home. The reason for this cancellation is believed to be a meeting between the real estate industry in Bangalore and the Chief Minister, following which these trains were cancelled. To understand what exactly happened and what the role the real estate industry has played in this, I'm joined by Kishore Jain, President of the Confederation of Real Estate Developers of India, Bangalore. Mr. Jain, thank you very much for speaking with us. So, give us a background. Now, as I understand it, there are about 1.8 million construction workers in the entire state of Karnataka. Roughly about 1 million to 1.2 million are from outside the state. The rest come from within the state, including North Karnataka. Most of the construction activity, I'm assuming, is happening in the city of Bangalore, and maybe also a little bit in other smaller towns. So, what led to this meeting? What was discussed in that meeting, and what was the outcome?
So, I'll go to the background. I'll start the moment lockdown has started. When the lockdown has started, around 1.5 to 1.8 million of laborers were being taken care by the CREDAI member, responsible developers. They have taken care of the labor in terms of food, in terms of providing medical facilities, in terms of maintaining the social distance and hygiene. So last 41 days of lockdown has been very well taken care by the developer fraternity and aptly supported by the government and the NGOs. As the whole Karnataka ensured none of the laborers will sleep empty stomach. This has been ensured, and there was not even a standard or single incident where the laborers were going through this hardship. I think the whole thing has started with last week's that Ministry of Home Affairs notification, which has communicated across the state, where they have mentioned the migrant workers, students, some of the people who got stuck, like pilgrims or someone who has come for medical facilities. If they are stuck, then probably for them the interstate border is open. So this communication has been interpreted in a wrong manner, and some of the authorities officials has visited our labor shed, and then the communication which has gone to them, the government has arranged for a free bus or a special train has been arranged where these people are being taken back to their hometown. This is what the communication those skilled, unskilled and illiterate workers have got. And this led to sort of a chaos among them. And generally those laborers will be they won't have a very authentic source of information. They normally rely for informal type of communication and very easily get influenced. So they thought the government is helping them to evacuate. This is what was the fear psychosis on them. And of course, there was a peer pressure, there were some influences were there, and they generally move in a herd mentality. They can't think much. So they found this is the matter and there is a threat to their life and the livelihood. So they started exodus. The huge exodus started, I think, Saturday and Sunday. And then our Honorable CM has called us for the meeting yesterday, which has been attended by all the top bureaucrats and trying to resolve this. Then we understood the problem lies in the communication. The laborers, the migrant workers or the local workers has not been properly communicated. The whole notification was meant if someone wanted to go back, it was a volunteer choice. This is the facility available. Somewhere it has been misinterpreted. So that was one communication. Second, the challenge was the work construction activity was not resumed. So that also was a bit of sort of anxiety and uncertainty to them. What will happen?
So, Mr. Jain, you're saying that for the last 40 days, which therefore the salaries of March and April for all your construction workers who work for your members were paid in Karnataka and Bangalore?
See, their daily ration, their food, and those all arrangements has been taken care. Plus, the government has provided a direct benefit transfer to their account of 2,000 rupees. And today, Honorable CM has announced, based on our request, additional 3,000 rupees to those 11.5 lakh workers across the Karnataka.
No, I think so. I mean, from all the reports, Mr. Jain, the migrant laborers, obviously, their complaint is that they were not getting salary and they were not getting money, and that obviously compounded the uncertainty, at least from the salaries from their employers, which is your members. So, and that is really what made them want to run away or basically go back to where they to their homes.
I think one of the major reasons for them to go back is that the option was available. Moment they saw the government is providing their free transportation facility and government trying to evacuate them. And there was a sort of uncertainty when this construction activity will begin and their livelihood will be on. So that was the reason why they were looking to exit. They were looking for exodus. Yeah, I think those were the major reasons.
So, okay, so tell us how does it usually work? So let's say construction stopped around the 17th or 18th of March, or let's say the 22nd of March. Would salaries have stopped immediately from the construction companies for all their workers?
Not necessarily everybody has stopped salary. Some of them would have paid part. Some of them, normally the developer works through contractor. And contractor income takes care of that. So there may be some part salary would have been paid, part they would have been provided in terms of ration or the food or the other arrangement. It will be a mix of all. And when it comes to staff, there also we have paid salaries. Those are being taken care, but not to 100%, but whatever possible, different companies have taken measures. But somewhere ensured they won't have to be left stranded or they don't have to worry as such. And one of the other trends which we have seen in the migrant worker, generally they don't come alone. They come with their whole family. Even their extended family also will be there with them. So that kind of emotional or homesickness was not there. It was more of a fear psychosis. Somewhere in an unknown place you are there, you don't know what will happen tomorrow. And they would have listened to a lot of rumors also from their sources. Those all would have compounded the whole issue.
Right, but do you feel that, for those who want to go back, should be allowed to go back and, stopping the trains is not necessarily the best solution because even if they've been held back, they're being held back against their will and they're obviously unhappy.
See, India is a free country. Anybody can move anywhere as such. There shouldn't be any kind of restriction. What we understand, the government stoppage of trains are because of there were some positive cases have happened. There may be some cases where, they're commuting. So there were cases of positive COVID also, some cases which they found yesterday, which we came to know. Probably that may be one of the reason. And it makes sense also, why to spread across. And any of post-lockdown by 17, maybe next 10 days, once it opens, any of train will be resuming their all activities. How long we can stop them if they want to. And moreover, they also do not want to go. If we give them that enough confidence and instead of talking, you can show it by action, the work gets started. They came all the way to do their livelihood. And in case if they go back, they also,
Right. And to what extent does the industry suffer? I mean, if this migrant labor goes and maybe comes back later or maybe some of them may never come back at all, what is the kind of damage that you're looking at?
See, manpower, like construction real estate is a manpower intensive and we need manpower is a must, without which, although we have mechanized latest technology is using, but still the manpower requirement is an integral part of any of the construction project that we can't deny it. And second, the kind of exodus and the migrant worker issue has come. Definitely the project progress has been impacted. And along with that, there were the supply chain disruptions also. Because my quarry labors are not there, RMC plant labors are not working. So it has got a cascading effect on the construction sector. In terms of number of days of delay or coming back to normalcy, some of the laborers who have left, they say after 1.5 months, they may come back. Some of them say probably next is the rainy season, we may not come back, probably post the Shara, Durga Puja, vagara. This is what the North, particular Bengali laborers are mentioning. So there may be a return back from 1.5 months to 6 months is the time period which we look at. And definitely with absence of them, it will have impact on the project progress. Plus, there will be increase in the cost because the supply of laborers will be in shortage. The cost also will go up. Those challenges are there. So probably developer will look into working on a double shift basis or triple shift basis. Some way of measure will be doing. And this is for migrant worker. Yeah. And otherwise, the market challenges are there, demand side challenges, realization side challenges are there. So those will have impact on the project progress. And Karnataka has given extension of 3 months also. So those will be there, like the project will have that kind of impact.
Right. Anyway, so so my questions today are only on migrant labor, however. So last question, Mr. Jain. So what's the one key lesson about how you will or can better deal with labor and migrant labor going forward in order to prevent something like this from happening?
One thing is which if government come out with any of this action, they should take us into confidence. We can work along with labor government to ensure that this kind of exodus doesn't happen. I think laborers, once you talk to them and you talk some little sense to them, it's their livelihood. And second, somewhere we go back to them and tell them, but you will go and do what native. Manrega is one option you already had, and everybody will not be able to sow the crop. So there is a limited scope of economic activity. And wherever you are there, even if you go there, then there will be probably 15 days of quarantine. Again, there will be challenges in villages. It's better to leave there, your families over here. I think communication and instilling that confidence and faith in them, I think we can solve any kind of problem. And finally, it's by action on construction activity, which has started as of today.
Right.
I think the problem will be automatically solved.
Mr. Jain, thank you very much for joining us. And we do hope the migrant labor in Karnataka, or for that matter, the rest of the country, are able to get back to where they wish and maybe resume work as we are able to get a hold of this virus. Thank you very much for joining us.